because obviously she's going to be wrong, just like she was on this Warriors series.
Listen, Warriors Twitter is my favorite fan base. Not at all, but whatever, it's fine. Here's the whole truth, though. Actually, going into the series, I did not pick against the Warriors. I actually just said that I thought it was going to be a lot tougher than the perception. 0-2, I was like, oh, let's go. It's over. The Warriors are done. I leaned in. That was a little bit irrational and very prisoner of the moment. Okay, having said all that, for real, you look at the rest of the West and go, who's going to stop them? And I think Steve Kerr said something post-game after they clinched versus the Kings that I kind of saw evolving in the series and didn't want to acknowledge because my picks are already out there. Yeah. But this is not the same team that was terrible on the road and home over the course of the regular season. Like Andrew Wiggins and Gary Payton II make that a very different unit. And through each game of this series, outside of game 6, where they just looked kind of goofy, you could see this team getting better. And it was definitely giving me flashbacks of Boston game 6 last year and a team that won the championship, right? A team that both of us flat out picked against and ultimately went on to win. And so I think just strictly with the Lakers, I'm not sure how the Lakers defend the spacing that we saw tonight. Is Steph going to have 3 games of 50? Probably not. But is he going to shoot close to 50%, if not better, and be a terror? For sure, right? I can't quite trust AD. I do think he is a key to this series, but I can't trust him game to game. Yeah. I'm even willing to go wash on role players, but then it comes down to the stars that I trust. Right. And Steph is looking more and more like him, king him.
It's look like it. So, I mean, I guess I'm assuming they're going to put Vanderbilt on Steph, which will be a better defensive matchup than they saw or than Steph saw in this Warriors series. Because like at times when he had Fox on him. He had Fox on him. Mitchell. Yeah. Mitchell seemed to do some good things, but I don't know. It just didn't seem like somebody like Vanderbilt is in the league for his defense. It feels like a different thing. And he's a longer, like rangy wing, but I mean, he's not going to stop Steph. So that's absurd, but he might be able to give him a little bit of help. I mean, it comes down to me to like Sabonis. Sabonis had to do what we expect AD to do, and Sabonis wasn't doing it. If AD can do that and continue to protect the rim the way that he was, because that's what we saw. We saw a lot of this from Steph too, is the two sides of his offensive threat. It's like that finger roll that he does, which is all built off the fact that you can't give him any air to shoot. And so if you can play him aggressively at the 3-point line and run him off, and you still have somebody there to protect the rim, that seems like a recipe to slow them down. But you mentioned it. It's about the role players and I guess the secondary stars for the Warriors. And Clay, where you at? Like, as good as they were this game, I haven't seen Clay much this series. I haven't seen Clay much since those injuries. And Wiggins hasn't risen to the level that we saw Wiggins in the finals last year. So, like, if they are going to get past the Lakers, which they certainly can, we're going to need some of them people to show up. Wiggins going to have to rise to that level he was at last year, offensively at least, or Clay going to have to reach back in the time machine for a little bit because Looney's fantastic, but he ain't gonna be enough.
So here's the thing, and Steve Kerr, unsolicited, basically said, yeah, everybody talk about Clay not shooting the ball well in game 7, but I thought he played terrific defense. Shout out to Steve Kerr, have your guys back. Here's the key to this to me is Wiggins. Because Wiggins is versatile enough as a defender, right? Between him and Draymond Green, I think Kevon Looney is terrific. Kevon Looney, in my mind, is a better Xavier Tillman, which to me, AD still should have the advantage over. But Kevon Looney on the offensive glass in particular for the Warriors is just a nightmare. Wiggins to me is probably the biggest outlier. Because if you had to go Batman Robin, you know who it is for the Lakers. You know who Batman is for the Warriors. The Robin role is sort of around Robin. See what I did there? But all things considered, I just think in totality, their defense is a nightmare, or their offense is a nightmare to guard. While I do like the team that is assembled around LeBron now, Austin Reeves, like this is it. Like, you know what I mean? I do think this one goes 7, but I give the nod slightly to the Warriors. This is going to be a great series. I do give it to the Warriors. And then when we talk big picture, I think the Nuggets looked great. I think the Warriors probably can defend the Nuggets to a degree. So the Nuggets then face the same question in terms of slowing this Warriors offense.
Austin Reeves is better than
Phoenix. Hold on, or Phoenix. Slow down.
Yeah, slow down. Austin Reeves is better than Jordan Poole, who, like, I don't know why I've been on this Jordan Poole rip fest since he signed that contract, but I just remember, and I bring this up every time, last year in the playoffs, Jordan Poole was unplayable, and then they paid him. And now this year in the playoffs, it appears that he is going to be unplayable again. So I don't get it. I don't get the allure of Jordan Poole. It's not working out. I don't know who's going to step up for them. And somebody might, though. That's the thing, is I can't say that they won't, because they seem to all the time. Alabaster, what you got?
So I just want to do a tiny bit of cleanup. That Clay was actually pretty good until game 7. He had a bad game 7, but he shot the ball pretty well for a lot of the series. And it's not that big of a time machine, because when Steph Curry was out, he had like a career hot